This is Saxon Course 2, Lesson 106, Written Practice Help. Alright, your first question. It says Marcos bought 2 pairs of socks priced at $1.85 per pair and a t-shirt priced at $12.95. The sales tax was 6%. If Marcos paid with a $20 bill, what was his change? So make sure you take this one step by step as you try it, and then come back and we'll check your work. Alright, so he bought 2 pairs of socks priced at $1.85 per pair. So I have $1.85 times 2 for the socks. So actually I'm going to put it down here. 17 and 3. So $3.70 he paid for socks. Plus he paid $12.95 for a t-shirt. So he paid a total of $16.65 for his stuff. However, he had to pay the government their sales tax. So we multiply that times 6%. 6 times 5 is 30. 6 times 6 is 36, plus 3 is 39. Again, 6 times 6 is 36, plus 3 is 39. And then 6 times 1 is 6, plus 3 is 9. Then I have 2 numbers after the decimal here and 2 numbers after the decimal here, so I need 4 numbers after the decimal here. So it looks like this, but we don't write money like this, we write it to the hundredths place. That means this 9 is the bossy number. It's going to tell this 9 to go up. Well, if we have 99 cents and we're going to go up by a penny, we're actually going up to $1. So we paid $1 in sales tax. So we paid $16.65 plus $1 for sales tax. So we ended up paying $17.65 for the items. He paid with a $20 bill, so it wants to know what his change was. So we're going to do $20 minus $17.65. So we end up with $2.35 is his change. Alright, let's try this one. The face of this spinner is divided into twelfths. If the spinner is spun once, what are the odds that the spinner will land on a 1-digit prime number? Go ahead and do A and then come back. Alright, a 1-digit prime number. Well, let's see. My prime numbers are 2, 3, 5, and 7. 1-digit prime numbers, right? So we have 2, 3, 5, and 7. So we have 4 of them, and it's split into twelfths. So 4 times out of 12, it should land on a prime number, a single-digit prime number. So we're going to reduce that by dividing both by 4, the numerator and denominator by 4, which would give us 1/3. So that's not odds, that's our probability. Hold on, let me try that again. Let's see, odds would be 4, and there's 8 other numbers, so 4 to 8. Apologize. If the spinner is spun twice, actually we should reduce those odds, shouldn't we? That should actually be, because I can divide both those by 4, so that's 1 to 2 are my odds. If the spinner is spun twice, what is the chance that it will land on an even number both times? Alright, so this time we're looking for even numbers. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. So 6 of them are even numbers. And that's 6 out of 12, which is 1/2. And they say they want to do it twice. And so that gives us 1/4. Chance is written as a percent, so we're going to write 1/4 as a percent, and that is 25%. All right, number 5. The ordered pairs 2 and 4, 2 and -1, and 0 and -1 designate the vertices of a right triangle. What is the length of the hypotenuse of the triangle? We did one just like this yesterday. Go ahead and give it a try. All right, so you should have drawn your graph paper, or your graph, I should say, not your whole graph paper. And I'm going up to 4 this time because my numbers go up to 4. So I'm graphing at 2 and 4, which is over 2 and up 4, so about right here. And 2 and -1, so over 2 and down 1. And 0 and -1, which is staying on the line and going down 1. And it's a right triangle. Connect all my dots. All right, so if I go over from here to here, I have 2 spaces, so that one's 2. If I go up from here to here, I go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this is 5. So my legs are 2 and 5. I'm going to use the Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So a squared is one of my legs, so I'll do 2 squared, and b squared is the other leg, so 5 squared equals c squared, which is the hypotenuse. 2 squared is 4, 5 squared is 25, and c squared is the hypotenuse. So 29 is c squared. I want to get rid of my squared, so I have to do the square root of 29 equals c. And then you just write units because they didn't tell you what units it was. If it was a perfect square, you'd tell what the actual number is, but this is not a perfect square. Number 8. The number of students enrolled in chemistry increased 25% this year. If there are 80 students enrolled in chemistry this year, how many were enrolled in chemistry last year? This is an original change, new percent problem. Go ahead and draw your ratio box and then solve. All right, so your ratio boxes should look like this. It says it increased 25%, so it starts at 100, and increased 25, so 125 is your new. And there's 80 students there this year, and they want to know how many last year. So you're going to write 100 over 125 equals x over 80. And then I'm going to reduce both of these by 25, which is going to give me 4/5, and then cross multiply. So 5x equals 80 times 4, which is 320. 8 times 4 is 32, and then put your 0 there. Divide both sides by 5 to isolate your x. And then I have to do 320 divided by 5. 5 times 6 is 30. Bring down my 0. 5 will go into 20 4 times. So final answer of 0. So my answer, my result is 64. And they want to know how many were enrolled. They're talking about students. The 64 students were enrolled last year. All right, go ahead and try completing this table on your own and then come back and check your work. All right, we have 105%, and we're going to change it to a decimal. So we have to take our implied decimal, move it over 2 places to the left, so we end up with 1.05. That's also read as 1 and 500ths. So we have 1 and 500ths. 500ths can be reduced, divide both by 5. So we end up with 1 and 1/20th. Oops. That's our final answer. Make sure you show me some work so that I can see how you solved this. All right, multiply. Write the product in scientific notation. Go ahead and try it on your own. All right, so you should have 4 8/10 times 6 times 10 to the power of -10, times 10 to the power of -6. So 4 8/10 times 6, 6 times 8 is 48. 6 times 4 is 24, plus 4 is 28. One number here, so one number here. So we have 28 and 8/10 times 10 to the power of negative 16. But I don't like this. That decimal needs to go over one place. So I end up with 2 and 88/100 times 10 to the power of negative 15. And that's my final answer. Again, make sure you show me all the steps and all the work so I know that you went through everything. All right, go ahead and evaluate with x equaling -3, b -5, and c positive 6. Go ahead. All right, so if x is -3, I'm going to do x squared, so that's -3 times -3, plus b, -5, times x, which is -3, plus c, which is 6. -3 times -3 is 9. -5 times -3 is 15, and 6 stays the same. 9 plus 15 is 24, and 24 plus 6 is 30. So 30 is my final answer. All right, here's the next one. It says find the area of this figure. Dimensions are in millimeters. Corners that look square are square. Use 3.14 for pi. Show your work and explain how you found your answer. Go ahead and give it a try. All right, let's see. The first thing I need to do, I want the area, so I need to find the area of this circle right here. And I know area of a circle, well, a semicircle, and the area of a semicircle is half of pi r squared. So half of 3.14 times 10 times 10. And 3.14 times 100, because 10 times 10 is 100, is 314. So I need half of 314. So I'm just going to divide it by 2. Which is 157. So my area is 157 millimeters squared. Well, that's just the semicircle. Now I have to do this rectangle. Well, this rectangle goes all the way across that circle, doesn't it? So that would be the diameter. Diameter is twice the radius, so that red line right there is 20, and then this other side right here is 8. So all the way across is 28. So the area of this rectangle is going to be 28 times 4. So I have to figure out what 28 times 4 is. 8 times 4 is 32. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 3 is 11. So my area of the rectangle is 112 millimeters squared. Now I have to take both of those and add them together. I'm going to do 157 plus 112, and I'm going to get 269 millimeters squared. And that is my final answer. Make sure you show all of your work so that I can see everything you did. Number 20. Find the surface area of this right triangular prism. Dimensions are in centimeters. We'll do A and then we'll do B. So I want the surface area. On this figure, I have 5 sides. A front, a back, 2 sides, and a bottom. So go ahead and give it a try and come back when you're done. All right. So when I look at this, I have a front right here, and I know that I have a back there, okay? And those are both triangles, and so that's going to be 1/2 times base times height, which is 4 times 3. Then I've got this side that I can see, which is 10 times 5 for that one. And then I have one that I can't see. It's hidden back behind. This is the top of it, but I can't see the other side. Well, this is 10. This is one of its sides, which is 4, so 10 times 4. Last but not least, I have the bottom, which is hidden, but I know that this is one of the sides and so is this, so I have 10 times 3. So now I need to find out what the area of each side is. So I have 1/2 of 4 times 3. 4 times 3 is 12, and half of that is 6. It's the same for both the front and the back. The side is 10 times 5, which is 50. The other side is 10 times 4, which is 40. And the bottom is 10 times 3, which is 30. Now I just need to add all of these together. 6 plus 6 is 12. 5 plus 1 is 6, plus 4 is 10, plus 3 is 13. So I end up with 132 centimeters squared for A. B, it says convert the surface area to square millimeters. Well, we know there are 10 millimeters in 1 centimeter. And we want to do to squared millimeters. So we're going to do 132 centimeters. And we have squared centimeters, so we have 2 of them. And we're going to change it to millimeters, and we have 10 millimeters in each centimeter, and we want them squared, so we need 2 of them. We're going to cross out all of our centimeters, and so we're going to do 132 times 100. So that means we're just going to add 2 zeros to the end, because that's times 100, and it's going to be millimeters squared, and that's our final answer for B. And yes, they were looking for you to show that you knew how to use unit multipliers. Don't skip that. All right, go ahead and find the volume of this right circular cylinder. Come back when you're done. All right, so you should have found the area of this circle, okay? And area of a circle is pi r squared. They gave you d, which is 2, so r is 1. So A equals pi, which is 3.14, times 1 times 1. So A equals 3.14, and they told you it was inches squared. They want you to multiply it times the height, which is 10 inches. So we're going to multiply it times 10. We just have to move our decimal over one place. A equals 31 4/10 inches cubed. Oh, not A though. That should be V. How'd you do? Getting better at those? Good, good. Lots of practice and you'll have it. All right, please find the measure of angle B in the figure below. I highly recommend drawing it so you can show your work. All right, let's see what you did. All right, so I want angle B, and I'm starting off with this 140-degree angle. So 140 is here, and I know that this angle right here would make it 180 between the two of them, so that means this one's 40. This one's 90. 90 plus 40 is 130. 180 for a whole triangle, so 180 minus 130 is 50. This one's 90. Now I know 90 plus 50 plus B equals 180. I'm going to do 180 minus 90, which is 90, and 90 minus 50 is 40. So B equals 40 degrees. If you draw it and show all those numbers on it, all the angles, then I will know that you've done your work. You can also write your problems if you can't do the subtraction in your head. All right, go ahead and solve this one for, looks like you're solving for W. Go ahead. All right, so first thing I need to do is distribute that -2. So 6W minus 8, because -2 times 4 is -8, and -2 times W is -2W, equals W plus 7. Then I'm going to do 6W minus 2W is 4W minus 8 equals W plus 7. Then I'm going to add 8 to both sides. So that's going to give me 4W equals W plus 15. And I want W all on the same side, so I'm going to subtract W from both sides. So that's going to give me 3W equals 15. Then I'm going to divide both sides by 3 to isolate that W. So W equals 5. That's our final answer. All right, go ahead and solve this inequality and then graph it on a number line. All right, so I have 6x plus 8 is less than 14. I'm going to subtract 8 from both sides. So that's going to give me 6x is less than 6. Divide both sides by x. So not by x, by 6. So that cancels. So x is less than 1. Then I'm going to draw a number line. And I've got 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And it's less than 1. Oops, I should have drawn a different color. And that's my answer. Okay. Number 28, go ahead and try solving it. All right, let's see how you did. We've got 6x squared plus 5x times 2x, which is 10x squared over 4x. 6x squared plus 10x squared is 16x squared over 4x. 16x squared is 4, let's try that again. 4 times 4 times x, and 4x is 4 times x. So I can get rid of a 4 from the numerator and denominator and an x from the numerator and denominator, giving me a final answer of 4 times x, or 4x. All right, go ahead and give this one a shot. Okay, let's see. We're going to start with our powers all the way over on the right. So I'm going to write everything out so I don't get lost. Negative 3 times negative 2 times positive 4 times negative 1 plus negative 3 squared. Negative 3 times negative 3 is 9, positive 9, plus this cubed root of negative 64, which is negative 4, because negative 4 times negative 4 is 16, and 16 times negative 4 is negative 64, minus negative 2 cubed. Let's see, 2 cubed is 8, and it's 3 here, so it's going to stay negative 8. All right, now I'm going to multiply. Negative 3 times negative 2 and a negative 1 there. That's 3 negatives. So my answer is going to be negative. So negative 3 times negative 2 is 6. 6 times 4 is 24 times 1. So negative 24 plus positive 9 plus negative 4 minus negative 8. And I'm going to change this to a plus as well. So negative 24 plus positive 9 would be negative 15 plus negative 4 plus positive 8. Negative 15 plus negative 4 is negative 19 plus positive 8. Negative 19 plus positive 8 would be negative 11. So negative 11 should be your final answer. All right. Hope you have a great day. I forgot to give a code on yesterday, so I'll give you a code on this one. I want it to be yarn. All right, have a great day. Hope you enjoy your weekend as well, because hopefully you did this before the weekend and now you can relax.